Traders from around the world, it's your boy Jerremy Alexander Newsome with reallifetrading.com. I hope everyone is doing truly terrific. It is Wednesday, spelled with an I. I love it. W-I-N-S-D-A-Y, Wednesday. Why so? Well, market's doing its thing, making higher highs, making higher lows, at least the SPY is. My analysis on it just yesterday was pretty much saying that we have a very nice white candle gapping up, broke out, and we're either going to retest or in the stop limit, we're going to break higher. I want to make sure everyone hears and knows this. Again, this is my opinion, but we cannot discount how bullish the gap was on Monday, the 4th of June. We really have to discuss that. I mean, guys, we gapped on a daily, we gapped on a weekly chart, and we gapped on a monthly time frame. That is rare for all of those things to occur, and it's here. So that's a big ordeal, and I really do think that's going to give us all the propulsion that we will need from here for the markets to continue higher, as has been the plan for a while now. You all know I'm a perma bull in the broader markets. I still think, and I know for sure, in my personal and professional opinion, that the markets will make new all-time highs. Here's my analysis on the SPY not too long ago, and pretty much 3 days a week you guys get to see kind of my overall thoughts, and it looks like we're doing the blue. All right, so we broke out, retested, got a little bit of a pop, maybe somewhat a little bit of a blend of the green kind of thing, but we definitely broke out. We certainly retested, so maybe a little bit of a blend of the green and the blue. But both scenarios and my thought process were that we were going to be leading to higher highs. Got to give a congratulatory statement to Neil. So check out this. This is a screenshot from the morning day trading room. And Neil mentioned he sold his NVIDIA calls for 7.5 hours. And then just a few minutes below that, he also just sold his IWM calls for 8 hours. I mean, wow, it's phenomenal. Here's the IWM. And we actually did have a weekly options newsletter trade set up on the IWM to pretty much do this, buy the dip, right? Old resistance, new support, and that played out beautifully. How would you know it would have worked? You don't. Simple as that. You don't know if it's going to work, but you have an area, you have a trade set up, and that's something that you just have to play. Buy low, sell high. So the last 3 days, back over here on Friday when you had this gap up, you had a 3-day pennant pattern. These candles all had pretty much the exact same high. 164.39, 164.38, 164.38. You could see the pressure was obviously building there, and boop, nice little pop out. That's a $2 per share move, ladies and gentlemen, on the IWM. That is beautiful. And the Qs have made and are making new all-time highs. So again, people were calling me crazy back in February when the market was dropping. This is it. This is the top. We're not going to go any higher. And the entire time, you know, us at Real Life Trading, we're like, nope, 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 nope. I know. The fear and the panic, it sells more clicks, it sells more articles, it sells more room subscriptions, but it's just not what's happening. So continue being bullish, buy the dip, markets look strong. Here's the Dow Jones, and the Dow Jones just kind of, you know, doing its thing. So some of the stocks that I got requested today, here they are. Ticker symbol I, and this is Intelsat. This is one that I've been trying to catch since earnings and never did. This was a bullish gap and go on the 1st of May, as you can see, obviously. And it was a beautiful trend. Look at this, right into the 10, boink. So we set up a trade to buy off of the 10 exponential. The low of this candle was 1086. Our entry was 1084. A lot of May, I missed some incredible trades by 10 cents or less. That was one of them. So at this particular point in time, if you're already in Intelsat, beautiful. If you're not, I mean, you're chasing the boat a little bit. The last analysis I did on it was the 23rd of May. And I mentioned with this volume, it's only a matter of time before we go higher. That was $2 ago. So it was at 16.30, and we've continued higher since then. So yeah, I think we're going to get to 24.83. It's just a matter of when does that pullback, that nice pullback to the 20 come in. So if you're watching for that, keep your eyes on it. Definitely a bullish trend, buy the dip. Here's AMD, and so that you're all aware, I'm not shorting AMD right here. AMD, beautiful bounce, and again, just coming back to the charts, ladies and gentlemen, because in the live rooms, I am making this analysis. I'm talking through traders. We were looking at going bullish on AMD down here with that little rotation, right? A move higher, a rotate lower, and then a continuation higher. If you go into the daily chart, that is the exact pattern that we got, right? Trade it up, trade it down. You got a bullish gap and go, a pennant pattern. What more do you need? Add a support to at least go long on AMD. And the good news is we had tons of traders just wreck AMD bullish. Stocks, options, put sales, all kinds of cool stuff. So AMD, Brian Montgomery has a covered call expiring this Friday. Here's the weekly chart, and the high is 1565 over here, and the high of today is 1568. So we've technically made a new, what is this, 10-year high? 2000, yeah, so 2007. So almost. I mean, that's incredible. 11-year, 10-year high today. Obviously not the time to buy AMD, in my personal opinion. I do think it's going to go a little bit higher, pull back, and kind of come back down into the $13 or $14 price range. I would be looking at it, play it bullish. I wouldn't personally take the bearish trade. That's just not really my style. But you can't argue. I mean, obvious bullish trend, phenomenal bounce off that support. Congrats to all of those who played it, and it was an obvious buy zone down there. Here is ticker symbol IGT, International Game Technologies, and here's the weekly chart. Weekly chart, we're trading a little sideways. We are at a support though. Here's the long-term moving averages right on the 100 simple on the daily, looking fresh. Sorry, this is not the daily, this is the weekly. And we also pulled down to an old support, new resistance. So you can kind of see that level right here. So almost like an inverted head and shoulders kind of thing, right? You got like whatever this little pattern is, came down here, did it again. So we came down 24.75, looking good. Now if we flip down to the daily chart, today we have a one white soldier, new white soldier candle so far, making a morning star pattern. So I don't have any position on IGT, but if I did, here's how I would play it. This is actually a dividend payer too. Wow, that's fascinating. I will let today's candle close, entry here, and stop here. Once you get that morning star, play it like a morning star, and rock and roll. Here's two other stocks that I requested a while back that CFG, Citizens Financial Group, most financials really did pop bullish, and I think they're going to continue higher. So you had a very bearish candle on the 29th of May. Most financials were pretty bearish on that day. And a lot of people probably hopped on bearish. I can't blame you for doing so. Obviously, this candle on the 1st of June is the one that was trapping everybody, because everyone who went bearish here with good volume, you can see that on the 31st of May, you actually had more bullish volume than the bearish volume, and then you had a retest gap on CFG, right? So white candle gapping up. This is the retest right here on the 5th. So that's what you had to buy into that dip. And from there, obviously, you don't know if it's going to work or not. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But here's the weekly. And the weekly chart, and we had a hammer on the weekly on the 50 EMA. So bullish trends, buy the dip. And what's crazy is last time we did the exact same thing. Came down to the 50, had like a hammer-ish candle, and ended up bouncing. So I wouldn't specifically be bearish. Here's Equifax, EFX, and Equifax had a big pop today. Huge move. Finally breaking out of this pattern. Here's your long-term moving averages, and we got stuck in between the long terms just yesterday. So you had this double bottom type of pattern, upper shadow, stuck in between the 100 and 200, boop, kind of popped its head finally out today, even though I still think it's just, tragic's not the right word, but just really asinine what happened back in this, with the data breach back in September. But at this present point in time, you're still in between the 100, 200 on the weekly chart. So could the 100 become a resistance again? Absolutely. If it breaks out of there though, I mean, this was a massive sell-off. I mean, the stock went from 140 to 90 and some change. That's a 50-point move. It's a big deal. So we were recovering, we're chopping, got this weird triangle pattern. The last 3 weeks were pretty much dojis. I would say this is the breakout on Equifax. So I wouldn't buy exactly here. You're probably going to get a little bit of a rotation lower at some juncture, but I wouldn't be looking at playing Equifax bearish at this particular spot in time, and at least that's my opinion. The last two I had requests were for IQ, and we're crushing IQ. Here's the daily chart. Did do a put sale on for July at $20 for 45-cent limit. That filled yesterday almost at the lows. This is Mr. Squiggles stipulating that we go higher on IQ. We have traded sideways for 2 or 3 days. We could easily bounce from here on IQ. So if you're playing it bullish, we're at the 20. You can place your stop down here at 26.68. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But I think IQ goes higher. I mean, especially if we break above 30.27. I don't see any real reason why we won't continue higher. Other than that, if the bounce off of this hourly chart doesn't work, you lose small and then look to buy the dip around the 20 EMA, about $24 and some change on IQ. Otherwise, look for this stock to continue higher. It looks good, feels good. So does this one, SOOO. Now remember, just throwing that out there, that we did set up this trade. We posted this exact trade that you see on the screen when we did the IPO article on SOOO back on the 31st of May. And as you're reading through, if you kind of come back down here and we click on this, that's the setup right there. So it's saying, hey, it's either going to break lower and we buy it off support or catch the breakout. And that's already up 2 Rs. So that's a beautiful, beautiful trade. 12.32, I think we can get there. I do like today's inside day candle. Here's the hourly chart. It looks real clean and crisp to continue. So anyway, nice looking trends. We'll see if she pulls back. Obviously, you could try this one again and we'll just see if it works. But otherwise, great trade. Again, entirely free IPO article. Tons of people reading it. Tons of people making money. Makes me smile and feel real good. Folks from around the world, you are amazing. That's all the requests that I had for today. I hope to see you all on Friday for the next free real life stock review. And just keep in mind, the free week starts June 18th. Click that on the website, sign up for free, be there, watch this trade, real money, real time, answer your questions, helping you, guiding you, and enriching lives together. You are amazing. Until next time, love life, live life, live life.